Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hi everyone. Hello. Welcome to True Magazine's IG Live. Let me grab Regina. There she is. Welcome, Tim. There she is.
Hello.
Hello, my beautiful lady.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. I'm well. I'm well, all things considering.
Good to see you.
You too.
I know we're only like arm
A, a
arm's length
bridge
away.
away.
But it's good to see your face and to see you in person, and I'm so
Yeah,
excited to do this.
me too. I've been excited. I've been looking forward to it.
I know, I know. I was reading some excerpts from your book this morning, and I can't wait to talk to you about it.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Yay.
All right, let me do the little intro and then we'll get right into it, my darling. Um, Thank you everybody for joining us today. We are today we're our theme is from corporate climb to empowerment. Regina Lawless on redefining success. Um, Regina Lawless's journey from a high-powered corporate career to founding Bossy and Blissful represents a transformative approach to leadership and personal fulfillment. Her commitment to supporting Black female leaders in navigating the complexities of corporate life while prioritizing joy and authenticity inspires many. This conversation will get into Regina's insights on balance, community, and the importance of living a fulfilling life beyond traditional metrics of success. Um, so I want to say hi, everyone. Welcome to another IG or another edition of our IG Live series. We will be giving away 3 signed books from Regina during this live. So stay engaged. um, and in today's conversation, as I said, we're going to talk about Regina's journey and her experiences from leaving her corporate job to starting Bossy and Blissful and telling us the ways that we can really help take care of ourselves as Black women in business, working in the corporate environment. So thank you for joining us and welcome, Regina, officially.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Let's start with defining success. How has your understanding of success evolved throughout your career?
Yeah, success for me used to be very metrics driven. And by that, I mean like the external metrics of success. So I used to think of myself as, oh, I'll be successful when I get this promotion to this title. Um, I felt myself successful when I increased my salary. The first time I hit 6 figures, that was a huge milestone of success for me. Um, I was looking at just the things, being able to buy the house and buy the car and have the bag and all of these moments climbing up the ladder was how I viewed success.
Mm.
And then I got to the executive ranks at one of the largest tech companies in the world and was like, this is it, huh?
You're like,
Huh. And that's when I realized that all the ways that we use to define success aren't really success unless you're fulfilled inside. And,
Mm.
And so that is the measure that I use now. I really think of success now as me being able to be creatively expressed and the freedom to create what I want to create and live the way that I want to live. Like that is success to me.
That's so important, especially in the climate that we're currently living in. Um, can you share some specific ways Bossy and Blissful is designed to support Black female leaders? Um, and what have been the most impactful outcomes so far?
When I founded Bossy and Blissful early 2023, I was still at corporate, and I just had this idea that Black women are tired, myself included. I felt like, and that's no different, right? I feel like we are perpetually tired in this society, and because of all that we have to shoulder. And so my idea was, what if I could create a space, an intimate space, a safe space? And it just started with the idea of just having a beautiful dinner party where a group of Black women leaders could sit around. You were there, so
Yes,
you know you were part of the original vision,
that's right.
and I hold to that to this day because I think the outcome of that was true community. And I felt like in that first dinner, I heard and I experienced conversations that were so easy, so fun, but so powerful
Mhm.
because I felt like we saw each other. It's like, I see you, sis. Like, I see you're tired. I see your weariness. And we were able to let our hair down and just enjoy each other. No drama, no stress. And so, this into 2024, I had looked to pivot Bossy and Blissful into an online community. And I didn't get the interest that I thought I would get. But I think in hindsight, that was just a message to me that the essence, what's so special about this community is this in-person experience. And so that's what I'm looking to take it back to 20 in 2025. Not to say that I won't have any virtual offerings, but I've really been thinking more about, I think the magic is creating a safe space for us to be, and not have to be a role, but just be.
I think I think that's going to be I mean when you had that dinner, which was so needed, extremely powerful, and really opened, I think, all of our eyes to understand how powerful it is for us to have that community. It's going to be even more important with the days and years to come to make sure that we actually do have that, because um, we are exhausted. We are always the first ones to roll up our sleeves and, you know, work and help others, and we're the first ones to be let down and
Hmm.
disappointed, um, by others and by our own, right?
Very true.
So when you find a community of people that understand where you're coming from, which is exactly what that dinner was and what the mini events that you've had is all about, and with what you're trying to create with Bossy and Blissful, it is so important for all of us to support that and to, show Regina the support that she needs so that she can continue to bring her experiences and all of the things that she's trying to do to help us cope, and find ways to be better. It's going to be important for all of us to support that. So community, I think, is spot on, and we can't let up.
We
um,
cannot. We cannot give in to the alternative vision.
exactly. I mean, yesterday I was just literally in bed in tears, crying, and I don't know if you've been following my personal IG feed, but it just went from despair to sadness to grief to anger to I don't care, and then to like, okay, back to back to what we have to do,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Um, and that's why I'm wearing my Keep Kamala Carry On last shirt today. It actually came
Aww.
last night in the mail, so I was like, I'm wearing it. I don't care.
Right.
We have to keep going.
Well, yes, and lift her up because, like, wow, what a journey that she's gone through in this 100 days, and that's not even counting, her journey, before deciding to run for president. And so, yeah, we need to continue to lift her up and lift each other up
Yes.
in the spirit of community
Yes.
because. I think so many of us have gotten away from that and for good reason, right? I think
Yeah.
the more polarization, the more it makes people want to retreat and like, I don't trust this person is wrong,
Mm-hmm.
this person is that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that separation is our constant undoing.
100%. And that probably brings me right into our my next question, which is navigating grief.
Yes.
Um, so we'll talk about your own personal grief first, and I want to ask, how did the loss of your husband shape your perspective on life and your career? What lessons did you take away from that experience?
Mm, so many profound lessons. I am now very well versed in grief and I had not experienced that before. Like not to the depths that I did when I lost Al was my husband's name. I'd lost grandparents before when I was a kid, but it's something very different for anyone who has lost someone really close to you. And Tristan, I know you know this firsthand as well. Like if you've lost someone who's a constant in your life, that void is so, it's indescribably painful
Yeah.
to wake up one day, the person is there, the next, they're not. And so I would say the biggest lesson, and there are many that's really the impetus of the book. If you pick up Do You, you get a chance to take a journey through my mind and my heart and my spirit of what I learned from his death. But one of the biggest ones is to release control. I
Mm,
had been someone, yeah, that, and I'm still learning that the depths of that lesson, but um, I was someone who was wound very tightly, kind of type A personality, super ambitious, and was so driven. Like I got to do this, I've got to do that. Like we started out talking
mm,
about success. It was like, okay, check this off, like this rung on the ladder.
yeah.
And I thought that if I just worked harder, if I was just smarter, if I was more prepared, I thought that I could control the outcomes and control my circumstances. And then I learned the universal lesson that you're not in control. Like I like surprise. You're not, we're not, at least not of all of the outward things that
Yeah.
I thought I could control. All of the
Mm,
people and all of the things and all of the circumstances and the outcomes. Losing him made me realize that the only thing I have that is under my control is me and my thinking, my beliefs, my actions. And so that's really how I came to Do You. And that's my mantra and my message going forth, coming out of that grief journey.
yes, and again, I want to make sure you guys know that Regina is very kindly giving away three of her books signed. So please make sure to follow Regina. Go to our latest stories to find her IG handle, but I believe it's just at Regina.Lawless.
Regina.Lawless. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I love her name, Lawless.
Thank you. It's very
And
cool. I respect that. Thank you.
it's very cool. Like I can't wait to see what else you're gonna do with this, but I have ideas. Um, follow Regina, follow Trura, and
Yes.
go to truer.com print waitlist and sign up for our print waitlist. We're trying to launch our print subscription. It's been a journey trying to launch it. We have to have 500 subscribers to launch it. So we're getting a print waitlist going so that we can get the 500. And then once we get that, we're able to then send you guys um, the payment link, and then you can pay, and then everybody starts getting their print copies, which are beautiful, 100% sustainable um, publications and or magazines that focus on promoting underrepresented creatives and entrepreneurs such as Regina to tell their inspiring stories, promote their products, and help us lead a better life.
Yes, and it's
Um,
beautiful. I happen to have some of the older copies, and it's gorgeous. It's like a table book.
um, so going back to grief, in light of the recent election results, I have to bring it up because it's reality. It's part of what we're going to be dealing with. Um, what do you believe are some of the unique challenges Black women face in navigating their personal and professional lives, especially as they continue to hold significant influence in political and social spheres?
I think Black women have always had to live in this duality in this country. This, like, on the one hand, we know how beautiful we are. We have a dream. We have a way that we nurture each other and show up for the people that we love.
Mm,
And we have all of that that we want to do and are capable of doing, but then we have the duality of living in a country that has never fully allowed us to be all that we are and to do all that we know that we're capable of doing.
well
um,
said.
yeah, and so it's disheartening. Like anytime you're in this cognitive dissonance of like, wait a minute, like like I'm I'm stuck between these two existences. It's very stressful. And
Hmm.
so I think for Black women, we need to figure out first how to take care of ourselves.
Mm,
And that's something that I don't think we know how to do. I think we're incentivized to actually do the opposite
mm,
because it benefits so many people because we are the caretakers of so many. We are the pillars of, our communities. We are the ones that have the well of, like, or at least we tell ourselves, and we've been led to believe that we have this like well of unending strength and resilience,
mm,
but we are just as human and just as fragile as anyone else.
mhm,
And we have dreams and aspirations like everyone else. And so I think what I'm taking away from this election, and I was already here mentally before this, but what is really affirmed for me in this moment is that we need to go inward and take care of ourselves,
mm,
and worry more about our own dreams and desires and needs. And I think that if we can come into the workplace, we can come into our families, we can come into spaces and we're happy and healed,
mm.
that ripples.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to see for us, is for us to no longer shoulder everyone's burdens and not take care of our own.
Hmm.
I want us to pour into ourselves, like legit pour into, do the work that we need to do to excavate all of the um, emotions, all of the brokenheartedness, all of the disappointment, all of the fear and anger. Excavate all of that and decide how we can move forward as our best selves.
And as you said before, to get untired, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is take care of yourself,
Take
make
care.
sure that you're not running on empty to try to, help everybody else, but to make
Yeah.
sure that you are fulfilled and happy and, you know, take care of you, your wellness, your well-being, your health, and then fulfill your dreams too, you know, because a lot of times we need to kind of build those empires, if you will, in order for us to have the ability to now um, kick that door open, right?
Right.
And and you know, get bruised and battered while breaking those glass ceilings and kicking those doors open. But when you open that door, then you're able to lift the others a lot easier um than what we're used to. So I think it's very
Yeah.
important.
And decide if we even want to kick the door down. I think that
Yeah.
what I am learning and living by now is intention. And before I was putting myself in spaces because I thought I had to, like I thought that was the only path, that that was the blueprint. And if I want to
Hmm.
be a leader in corporate and I want to be in the tech world, like I need to go and work for this company and do this and
Hmm.
sacrifice. Um, and now I'm like, or not.
Yeah.
Right? Like, or not. If it doesn't make me happy, if it doesn't fulfill me. And so I think we need to get to a place of that as Black women and just as people in general, that we get to choose. And if you decide that you want to take this, you want to be the trailblazer in this particular space because something is pulling you, because you're called to do that, that is very different than going along to get along. So
Mm.
I think we need to revisit, do it with intention or don't do it at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's a great example for me with what I'm trying to do at Trura. Nobody told me that, you know, I needed to do this. I just really loved the process and felt that it would
Mm-hmm.
be extremely powerful for us to have that space to be shown in that light and to be able to tell our stories, you know, from a different perspective, right? From our own authentic selves. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very different. And what you said is so important. And it brings me to how Black women have been pivotal in driving political and community change, often shouldering the weight of advocacy. Again, putting weight on our shoulders, feeling like we have to because nobody else is doing it, type of thing. So, how do you envision um, recharging and renewing our strength to keep pushing forward for themselves and for future generations? So if it's something they decide they want to keep doing, not because they feel they have to, what are ways that you think they can, besides, you know, their wellness, their well-being, their health, they can recharge and renew their strengths?
So I talk about some tangible things in the book, and I'm sure we'll go there in a second.
Yes.
But the two things that I now recommend, especially for Black women, but this really applies to anyone who is looking to restore and refresh. First thing is to find space. Um, we do not make nearly enough space in our day to even be able to have a moment to
Mm,
breathe or have a moment of inspiration. And I know I was guilty of this when I was in corporate. I was booked back to back to back. Like it was get up in the morning and I'm rushing to get in the shower, rush to get out the door, or when we were working remotely, rush to get on like an 8 a.m. call before I've even had a chance to eat breakfast or grab coffee or really think. So I encourage now um, to find regular space for yourself in your calendar, to prioritize. And I usually have free blocks of time. And that's part of the reason why I became an entrepreneur, because I know it's harder to control your calendar when you're working for someone else.
mm,
But now I design my day purposely with
yes.
space, so I can do nothing.
I remember
So,
you I remember you telling me that you know, I think it was either Tuesdays or Thursdays you just block out certain parts of the day where you do you.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And that, and whatever it is I need in that moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's, I need to go sit in my backyard and just soak up the sun. Other time, like yesterday, once I finished my calls, I wanted to go get some ice cream. I just wanted
Mm,
to get out and just be amongst people and just get get a little sweet treat. But you have to have space. So I think that's important. And then the other thing is nature. I
mm,
have one client right now that I'm working with to try to get her back, get her energy back. And one of the assignments I gave her was this visioning assignment. But I said, go out into nature. Like, go
mm,
find a place where you can really sit under a tree or just go somewhere because I learned after I lost my husband, I went on a solo trip. I went up to Mendocino County and I write
mm.
about this trip in the
Yes.
book.
Yes.
But being out in nature allowed me to hear my own voice again and to breathe and to just take in the air. And then I heard spirit tell me that it was going to be okay. And
Mm,
so I think there's power in finding space and there is power in nature to help you restore yourself.
mm. So important, so important. And the solo trip, I think, is probably something that a lot of us either dread or fear,
Or
or
fear,
right?
or
It's
fear.
like I can't be by myself with myself.
Right. I'm going to look weird, or what am I
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah. Um, and I think as I grow as a woman, I think I've definitely shifted with that idea. Like I would have never thought when I was in my 20s to go to the movies by myself. I would be like, oh my God, people are gonna think she's so weird, and like I don't give a you know what,
do?
because who cares? Who cares? And I think they say when you start, getting into your 40s,
Fabulous
um,
40s.
fabulous 40s, you just own it and you do you
Yes.
specifically, right? And you just do what you need to do at that moment to fulfill you, and not anything materialistic or external. It's about you. And the more we know that, the better it is for us to give ourselves that wellness and that space that we need so that we can be the best versions of ourselves, or the version of yourself that you think you need to be,
That,
right?
yeah, that you
Yeah,
desire to be. All of us
exactly.
desire. We have so many desires that we don't lean into for a variety of reasons. But yeah.
Exactly. With community building, why is it important for Black women leaders to have a safe community to connect and share experiences? Um, how does that community contribute to personal, professional, wellness growth?
So I think because we are almost often the only lonelies, as they say, we are, especially when we get into leadership, you are almost always, as a Black woman leader, one of one. I know I certainly experienced that being in those corporate spaces where I was the only, sometimes I was the only woman in the room, sometimes I was the only Black person in the room. More often than not, I was the only Black woman in the room. And so that starts to make you feel disillusioned sometimes.
Mm,
And sometimes you're being gaslit to think like, what you see is not really what you see.
mm-hmm.
What you experience is not
Yep.
really what you're experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, is it like, am I crazy? Or and so I think having a space with us, it's like, no, sis, you're not crazy.
Mm-mm.
They are doing the fool. It's not you. And so it's nice to have other women that know that burden of being
Mm,
the only one that looks like you. And I then like to, yes, we have a community where we can recognize we have some shared pain, we have some shared histories, we have some shared experience, but then I want to just let our burdens down and just have fun. Because I
Yes.
also believe no one has fun like us.
Yeah, that
So,
agreed.
right. When we all get together as sisters and in love, when there's really no competition, no, like it
No
really is
boundary. You know
no
what I mean? Like
boundary.
no like I
Yeah.
can't say this, I can't do that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. When you
Mm-hmm.
really truly feel safe and comfortable, that's where we just have so much fun and
We flourish.
we flourish. We flourish. That's a beautiful way to say it. And
Yeah.
so we need that. We need that. And just I'm more interested in this time in my life. You mentioned 40s, so I am in my fabulous 40s. I'm in my auntie era, as I like to say. And as an auntie, I have some wisdom. And what I've come to know is that life can be short, um, but it doesn't have to be miserable.
Mm.
Regardless of what the circumstances are, there will always be ups and downs in life. So I'm really interested in creating experiences for Black women to come back to the joy that I think we are.
Oh, so well said. And coming back to the joy, so important, making sure that we celebrate each other
Mhm.
with truly no competition and really like, oh my God, I just thought you should talk to this person, or I just saw this and thought it might help you in what you're doing. Um, Even if I'm doing exactly the same thing, why can I not give you, that space or the ability to have that opportunity as well? And if you excel,
Right.
fantastic. If I excel,
Amazing.
amazing. If we both excel, even better, right? And I think that's one of the things that has also been ingrained in us because of our history and our ancestry. Um, but I think it's up to us now to make those changes. And Beth says, giving ourselves space to do nothing or whatever we want to do has been a game changer. I'm better when I'm back with others and they get the best of
I
me.
love it.
Exactly.
Love this.
Um,
So true.
so to go to um, after such a powerful loss, you not only rebuilt your life, but redefined what true success means. Can you tell us about the moment or realization that led you to change traditional success paradigms? I know you talked about that earlier, where at the beginning, here's what you thought success was, but then you realized that that wasn't. When was that moment? Was it when Al passed, or was it a combination of that and other things? Was it when you decided corporate was just not for you anymore? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, and I love this question. Um, before Al passed, I was still very much chasing success. I had this nagging feeling in my spirit that corporate just wasn't it. Like I was already exhausted after climbing the ladder for 20 years. So I knew that I didn't want to be there forever, but it was so ingrained in me to just chase success, like these outward measures of success. And then when he died suddenly, because he died of a heart attack, for those of you who haven't read the book, this was in 2021. That sudden loss was so jarring to me and just flipped everything I thought I knew about life and about myself on its head. And it was while I was on bereavement leave, that's when I started to grapple with these, existential questions of like,
Mm.
why am I even here? Like, why did this happen to me? What am I going to do with the rest of my life? Like everything I thought I had planned, everything I thought that was within my control is now gone because my future was built around being with my husband that I'd been with for 21 years and
And your
this
son,
and my
yeah.
son and Yeah, and so this life, this little family unit that we had created, and he and I, Al and I thought we would, live to see Morgan graduate high school and college and do all these things, and then we travel and all the things
You
that all of us
plan,
have.
yeah.
Yeah, all of us have these future plans. And so while I was grappling with losing him, that's when I came to realize, like, okay, none of the things that I acquired were worth anything without having love and without having fulfillment. So that's when it became like I was sitting in my house. I had the nice car, I had the money in the bank, but I didn't have my person, and I was heartbroken, and I didn't have the
Mm,
will to even want to move forward. And in corporate, the work that I was doing didn't seem like that was a good enough reason. It was like I'm just basically going to meetings all day.
yeah.
So where is the fulfillment in that? So um, over an 18-month journey, and the book is really the story of that journey, and the framework, the 5-part framework in the book, is what helped me to not only heal my grief, but to discover meaning
Mm,
again and fulfillment. And so, so yeah, losing him was the beginning of that redefinition.
mm. Um, I remember when we met at that conference. I can't even remember what conference it was. Tech, something tech.
Yeah, Women of
Wi-
Silicon Valley
Women in Silicon
conference.
Valley.
Yeah, yeah,
Here in San Francisco, we met, and um, we actually ran into one of my old high school um, sisters,
yeah.
Chanel, and I was like, "What are you doing here?" And she was like, "What are you doing?" Like I hadn't seen her in like, we it's so funny because we always run into each other in these weird these funny circumstances. The time before that was like 5 or 6 years before, and we were both at a Kevin Hart comedy show, and we literally, like, I walked up and sat down, my husband sat down, and then I looked up and she was coming and she was sitting right next to me with her husband, and it
Oh,
was like, how, like, just such a fluke, right? Well, there's no coincidences, so
right.
we needed to get back into each other's lives. But and the three of us were sitting at that table, I remember, for lunch when lunch broke at the conference, and you were telling us um about your experience and your loss. And I automatically gravitated to you and your story, and we stayed friends since then. It's been probably about 3 or 4 years now. I can't remember
Okay.
exactly,
Yeah.
but we've gone on trips together. We,
Yeah.
support each other as much as we can. But to say that, I have found a sister in you, and we don't see each other every day or talk every day, but I
Mm,
think we have that sense of support and community for each other. And I really hope that
absolutely.
anybody watching, now and later on, when the live is being replayed, or you can replay it whenever you want, um, you know, remember that finding people that support you, that love you, that create that community is so important. And I'm just grateful that we have that, even though we don't see each other every day or talk every day. But you know that I have your back, and I know that you have my back,
A
and we're
thousand
always
percent.
thinking about each other, and trying to do things together to support each other. So community, very
Community,
important.
community, sisterhood, brotherhood.
That's
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
Um, in your journey to heal and thrive again, um, I want to talk about the parts of the book that really talk about the meaningful framework
Hmm.
um, you've created. It's such a holistic approach, and I think so, so, so important, especially now. Um, could you walk us through how redefining success and reconnecting to ourselves can be transformative, especially for women juggling high pressure roles? What does that meaningful framework look like? You don't have to give us all of it, but the basics.
Give you a sneak peek, and hopefully you'll go out and buy the book, or listen to the audio version. Quick plug: the book is also on Audible.
Yes, yes, yes.
So the five-part framework. So first part of the framework is to reconnect with your heart. And so that is all about getting in touch with your emotions. So that was the first thing that I had to do after my husband died. I had an overwhelming amount of grief, and anguish and confusion, anger, all the things. And so, and that wasn't just because of the loss of him. As I got more in touch with my emotions, there were emotions that I had stockpiled and stored, from childhood that needed to come up and be talked about. And so I began to reconnect with my emotions through therapy and through journaling. The second part of the framework is restore your body. And I think this is something that we don't do enough of. And it's not just exercising. I actually think that daily movement can be just that. It can be stretching. It can
Mm-hmm.
be, I do yoga most days of the week. But restoring your body is just listening to the signs where your body is out of alignment.
Yes.
Are you having gut problems? Are you having headaches? Are you having backaches? All of those signals mean something is wrong. That
Mm-hmm.
there's some sort of discomfort, dis-ease. Disease is really
Mm-hmm.
dis-ease,
Mm-hmm.
dysregulation in the body. So get that under control. And so I did that. So that's critical, especially for Black women. That is
Mm-hmm.
critical. The third part of the framework is reframe your beliefs. So we act in the ways that we believe. So most of what we do every day is on autopilot, and we are acting out of our subconscious. And so if you don't understand your underlying beliefs, you don't know why you're doing the things that you're doing. And so I had a running script of like, I need to be a strong Black woman. I need to be perfect. The success looks this way. I have to do this to be loved. Like, we all have these stories that came out of us being children, that we were either programmed to think this way, or it was a defense or survival mechanism. So it's important to understand the beliefs that are driving your behaviors and reframe them. So I chose to, instead of believe I'm a strong Black woman, I am strong, but that's not what defines me. I'm a whole Black woman,
Mm-hmm.
is what I like to say now, with feelings and needs and emotions. And um, so reframing those beliefs that are no longer serving you or holding you back from what you want in your life. The fourth part is to renew your spirit. And I love this part of the framework because it also has multiple meanings. It's not just, it is your spirit in terms of
Mm-hmm.
getting back in touch with the spiritual part of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that through meditation. That is how I reconnect with myself spiritually. But I also do that through writing. I also do that through having fun. Joy is a direct connection to spirit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm big on joy, and love is another connection. That is another vibration of God, of all that is. And so I encourage people to find what brings them joy. And then lastly, reinvent your routines. And once you kind of figure out all of these other components, heart, mind, body, spirit, you have to reinvent your routines. You have to create
Mm-hmm.
new habits for yourself
Mm-hmm.
for those things to stick. So that is the framework, and it all came out of trial and error, and now it's the way that I live, and what I intend and am teaching others.
Um, so important, so important. I think having a framework is, first of all, so helpful. So please do pick up the book, whether Audible or the actual physical. I like
Me,
physical stuff.
me too.
So hence why I
Yes.
started a magazine and I have it in digital and print.
Yes.
Um, but I think it's so important that everybody understands that in order for us to build anything, we have to have a foundation. We have to have a foundation. so important to understand what that means. And with Regina's framework, I think it's a great foundation to start off from.
Thank
It
you.
not only gives us the ability to have, the experience that she's had, um, to use to our advantage, to our benefit, but also to have something to work off of, right? It's not just like, oh, what do I do? How do I do it? How do I make it better? What is changing my mindset mean? What is changing my routine mean? I think picking up the book will give you a great understanding of that, not only because you're going to read her journey, her experience, and her, um, I don't want to say life lessons, but essentially a little bit of that, right?
Mm,
But that will definitely help in getting you started. So the framework I think is so important, and I can't wait to hear about you guys reading it and hopefully it really helping you. Um, what are your goals for Bossy and Blissful in the next few years? How do you envision scaling your message of sustainable success?
mm. So let me start with Bossy and Blissful. So I, as I mentioned near the start of our time together, um, I am pivoting back towards more in-person experiences.
Mm,
And so that's what I'm dreaming up for 2025, is creating spaces for connection and transformative experiences. I'm really into helping other people heal, and I get really excited helping people dream, like helping them unlock these deep dreams and desires they have for themselves and have forgotten about or don't feel like they can have. I want to be an example for people that you can have anything that you put your heart and your intention towards. So we will see more of those type of curated experiences, and they will have this healing element to it. So
mm,
I'm really interested right now in studying breath work, meditation, yoga. Those things have healed me. Those things have, and healed, we'll say, like, we're always healing. I don't think there's ever
like
a
stop
point,
to it, yeah.
right? There's never a stop to it. But it's gotten me to a place where I feel like I am um, vibrating at the right frequency.
I
So,
love that.
yeah, so you're going to see more of that incorporated into Bossy and Blissful, for sure in 2025. And how will I spread the message of sustainable success? Um, I'm dreaming about that too right now. I'm very much in this period. I've pretty much stopped my offerings right now because I feel like I'm in a time of dreaming and envisioning and
Mm,
letting it come to me. So my intention is to spread this message as far and wide as I can, and
mhm.
so I'm just calling in um, help from the universe, from people I know to help elevate me and bring me into spaces where I can be an example for what sustainable success looks like.
I love that. Um, I we featured and we had on the live as well Manoj Diaz. I think
Mm-hmm.
you follow him too.
He's
Um,
fantastic.
Amazing. And his actually our brand outreach director, Ambra, is the one that she goes to his studio in LA, and she mentioned him to us, and we reached out and we told him that we wanted to feature him, and the rest is history, as we like to say. But we are also, as you know, you, myself, and Kareen are planning a wellness event next year. So we just confirmed our editorial calendar. So the wellness issue will come out in June. So we're working on planning an event around that with a lot of other individuals that are in the wellness space. So everybody watching, follow Regina and follow us here at Trura to keep learning more about that. We've been very intentional about making sure that we do it at a time of year that's going to be beneficial to as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And we want to do an event here in San Francisco and one in Los Angeles as well, to bring you guys all of these different resources and tools to help you. Regina will be speaking and doing some workshops. Kareen, who's menopause in the menopause space and in joyful aging. We'll
Hmm.
be doing some segments on that as well. We're going to be inviting many, many other people. Hopefully, Manoj can do a few things, and it'll just be a really needed time to.
Breath of fresh
I mean,
air.
I did that so authentically because I feel like I need it so bad.
Yeah.
And as I know so many of us do. So I think it'll be a really nice um, way for us to bring something together that you and I have been talking about for such a long
Right,
time
right, right. We
and
want
trying to get
to.
it done. But as we say, things happen when the time comes. So, um, we've gotten so many more sponsors and things. So I can't wait to share it with everybody. But yeah, Regina and I are into healing people
Yes.
in any way we can.
Any way, any means necessary.
Um, Mentorship and legacy. What roles does mentorship play in your vision for the future? And how do you hope to inspire the next generation of leaders through your work and writing?
Ooh,
Mm.
wow, what a great question. Um, I love mentorship. It's something that I've naturally done throughout my career. I'm always looking to mentor the next generation, whether they're looking to be mentored or not. I can't help myself sometimes giving advice to people that I see coming up the ranks, and of course there are people that seek out my advice. So I do see myself at this stage in my life continuing to be a mentor and a guide. um, Guide is more what I'm drawn to intuitively, just to be an example to people and take what you like, take what works, leave what doesn't. But I'm also looking to continue to have mentorship. I'm always looking to other people who are um, not just successful, but who are authentically aligned
Mm.
to themselves. I am so drawn to people that are authentically themselves. I get so happy when I see people that are doing them to the fullest. And so there's some work that I want to do around that. That's a project that I'm dreaming up right now of how do I find those people in our atmosphere that are living their lives
Mm.
meaningfully and
Mm.
authentically, and collect their stories to share with all of us
Mm.
so that we can be mentored and guided by them.
Mm.
Um,
Very
so
important.
that, yeah, 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 yeah. And then you had another question, I think, for me that was beautiful, and I lost
I
track
said,
of.
how do you hope to actually, let me say this before I go into that question. Regina is a very powerful dreamer, y'all. I'm not kidding. Remember when we went to, was it Seattle or was it Dallas? I can't remember which one it was, but I can't remember if it was, we were walking somewhere or we were coming from the airport, whatever it was, and then you saw something and you're like, "Oh my God, I had this on my vision board." Remember? And she was like, "I
Remember
was dreaming about
Seattle?
this and I can't remember what it was, but I was
I
like,
can't
"Girl."
either. I,
Yes, I
thank
remember. I
you.
remember.
Yes, I am a dreamer, and I used to think that that was a bad thing, but now I realize the power, like
So
the power
powerful.
in dreams and putting your intention and your energy
Mm,
behind them.
mm,
So,
mm.
yeah.
The other question was, how do you hope to inspire the next generation of leaders through your work and writing?
Ooh. I am hoping to inspire leaders to lead from a place of being whole and healing. Because I think as a leader, and this myself included, I used to come into the corporate space a mess, stressed out, burnt out, just all over the place, erratic. And that showed up in my decision making, that showed up in my mood and my interactions with my team. And there's a definition of leadership that I love from the creators of the Leadership Circle profile. And they say that leadership is the deployment of self into circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because it forces you to look at yourself. If you are deploying yourself into circumstances where you're being asked to lead, what is the state of yourself? What is the state of your
Mm-hmm.
being? And so that's what I hope, that now that I've become a much more grounded leader,
Mm-hmm.
um, I lead very, very differently. You know, I have like the tale of two 360s, like before when I was a mess and leading in chaos, and
Mm-hmm.
then the 360 that I got from my team when I was grounded and intentional and joyful. It's a 180. And so that's what I hope people will take, that there, it is possible to lead in a way that doesn't crush other people's spirits, and that leaves you some joy
Yes,
yourself.
yes. I think I'm in that period of leading with chaos. This year has been leading with chaos for me,
Yeah, it's
which
hard.
is it's tough. I mean, it's not easy, you know, and I'm very resilient individual, and I believe that if there's something that I want, I will go after it and I'll do whatever I need to do to make it happen. But
Yes.
this year was extremely challenging in every single aspect. There was a and I think that's where I learned that, you know, as you said earlier, life is just a roller coaster. It's ups and downs, and it's never going to change. You know, I think, like you said at the beginning, you know, you thought that, okay, when I got this, and then I would get there, and then I would do that, and then eventually it doesn't, no.
No.
And every single
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
person that I know that has gone through that experience, whether it's a billionaire or, you know, the people that are not necessarily rich financially, but rich emotionally, it's
Mm-hmm.
always the same thing. You need to have your boundaries. You need to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you accept who you are. You need to live authentically, and you
Yes.
know what that means. We know
Only
what that
you,
means.
each of us knows what that is. You have to, and
Correct.
you have to
Like the little white
interrogate
lies we
yourself.
tell to ourselves, or the little things that we say in our brains consistently, are also extremely powerful. So make sure that you understand you, and you
Mm-hmm.
do you,
To the
and you live your life
fullest.
authentically. Um, and I think by picking up Regina's book, you'll definitely learn some very powerful ways to help you get there. And if you guys can tell, Regina's favorite colors, um,
Right. Take a guess. Mm.
her lipstick, looking behind her, like she has her little light and everything. Yeah, I love it. It's just such happy, joyful, beautiful colors. Um,
Thank you.
so I think collaboration, the power of, you know, over the last 6 years when I started this journey with Trura, I always ask, how important is collaboration in your work, and how do you see partnerships like this one with Trura or any others that you've had as a way to expand your impact and reach?
I think collaboration is critical, and I'm learning more and more. I am similar to you, Tristan. I am a doer. I'm trying to make things happen, or at least that was my orientation before. Um, Now I'm in the season of, I've always been collaborative, but now I'm being open to receiving help. I am not good, or have not been good at receiving help. and that's what I'm looking to collaborate. Guilty as
As
charged.
charged.
And now I'm in the season of I just want things to be easy and I want things to flow and I want to receive and I'm open, like help y'all, help please.
Yeah,
And so that's what I think collaboration looks like for me is surrounding myself with really awesome, kind-hearted people that want to be of service to the collective and us contributing our talents to build and help each other.
exactly. And speaking of special people, you have a special new person. Well, not new anymore, but J. Tony Jeffrey, right?
Yeah.
Um, who is, I mean, he's such a sweetheart, and I've
Mhm.
had the privilege and honor to experience not just Regina, the wonderful Regina, but now um her
Hi.
man. If you go to her, if you follow Regina, you'll see the videos that she puts up when she goes to events or whatever it might be. And he is such a great supporter of her. They are engaged.
We are.
And he is just, I'm just so happy that she has this person in her life to celebrate her and to support her. And we love you, Jay.
Aw, yes, thank you. Yeah, he's amazing.
He
He's
is.
he's actually a special human
He
being in
really
his
is.
own right.
He
And
really is.
so I feel honored to be on this path with him. And I don't know what our journey will where it will lead us, but I know that it's going to be special and it's going to be fun.
Yes, yes.
And
He's just amazing. He really
yes,
is. And we had so much fun in was it Dallas? Yes,
I
Dallas.
think Dallas. Yeah, I think we were in Dallas. Yeah, we
Remember
had a
we were
good
in that
dinner. We had a
uh
good.
so good. Remember we were sitting in that when they were doing the yoga thing and we were sitting there and then we just see this like drone
Drone.
buzzing over us and we're like, what the? And it was Jay, of course. He was spying on us. He was doing a great video, which was amazing.
Yeah, yeah, it's and that's what's awesome too is like I have been a creative, but I've been locked in like the corporate cage for 20 years and I forgot how much of a creative I
Mm,
am in my spirit.
mm,
And so I think that's why the universe brought me a man that is so creative as well. And together we build and we create and it's just really special to have that creative energy
yeah.
near me.
And I'm
Yeah.
so happy that you have that. And your wonderful son, who's now in college. And
Yes.
how is Morgan doing?
Morgan's doing great. He's back from college, so he's going through the life stages of figuring out what he wants to do. Like he tried college, college wasn't for
Yeah,
him. I hope he will go back. This is mom, like
yeah,
hoping he'll go back,
yeah,
but ultimately, my hope for him is just to find what makes him happy.
exactly.
So that he's on that journey that I think so many of us were in our. He's 19 now,
Yeah,
so like who knew who they were at
exactly.
19. So I'm encouraging him just to not repeat the mistakes that I and so many of us make
Me.
just to follow what you think you're supposed to do. I'm really
Hmm.
encouraging him to
Find
figure out what he
something.
loves,
Yeah,
find
something he
something he
loves.
loves
Yeah,
and
yeah,
do that to the fullest.
yeah.
Yeah.
If he can go traveling somewhere for, a few weeks just to kind of open his perspectives and his experiences and mind, that could help too. But sending my love to him and to Jay.
Thank you.
And to, I hear barking.
Yes, and Rocket,
Excuse me.
the real person who runs the house over here is Rocket, the sheep who.
Oh my God, please go to her page so you can see this dog. He is just so funny and the best. Yeah. So you
Don't let the
guys,
cuteness fool y'all,
uh,
y'all.
right?
He can be naughty, but he's adorable.
He really is. He really is. Um, so don't forget, we're doing the giveaway. So if you haven't done so, please follow Regina, follow Trura, and sign
Yes.
up for our wait list. All of that is free. It's to support us and to keep in touch with us so we can keep bringing you the great things that we're doing. Um, and we will announce the winner. You know what? I'm gonna do it on stories because I have to check, that everybody did everything. Amber,
Do all the things, y'all.
do the things if you want that signed book.
Yes, and I sign them good. I like just shout out to me that I don't just sign my name. I
Yeah,
really take the time to leave a special message for every book that I
so
sign.
that's
So you'll get a
very special, and you'll get that energy from her words.
yes,
So
yeah,
make sure you do the things, and we're going to
mm,
check and see. Once you guys have done them, we'll pick three winners, and then we'll announce on stories. Maybe we'll give you guys till the end of the day, so we'll announce tomorrow.
love it.
um Tomorrow is Thursday. No,
Right,
tomorrow's
Friday,
Friday.
Friday. Right.
Girl, this week has been like,
Well, we lost a day in grief, so we
I want to say
we
two,
got catch. Yeah,
because
two.
the
Right,
day of the
right.
election for me was like I couldn't breathe, I could sit, I couldn't
The
do any. I was just
anxiety. Yeah,
anxiety, and then the
yeah.
next day was just, and then now we have to just keep
We got to move
Kamala
forward
and carry on,
and
Allah.
carry on. That's all we can do is move forward and
Yeah,
move forward in love. Like even though that's not everybody's gonna choose love,
exactly. In love and
but
joy, I
love
think
and joy.
it's life is short, you know. Life is short, so let's be kind. Um, so yeah, in closing, I want to say thank you so much, Regina, for taking the time to do this with us today. Always such great conversations. So much more to come for you and for us
And for you,
collectively.
yes,
And
yes.
we ask our audience to, if you need to take a day, an hour, a week, a month,
Feel the
do what
feels,
feel the
feel the
feels,
feels, and get back up.
do what you need to do and get back up. Reach out to that friend, reach out to us, send a message if you need to say something, but don't despair. Do not
Mm-hmm,
despair.
mm-hmm.
Um, we've we've been in many places that are very challenging, and we always rise. So know that you
Do
have resources
yes.
such as Regina's book, and reach out. So thank
I
you,
love
Regina.
it. Thank you,
Um,
friend.
if there's
My
anything I
pleasure.
missed, is there anything that you want to say? Like, how can people support you besides the book and all the wonderful things you're doing?
People can, if you're not already following me on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn under Regina Lawless. And really it is the book. The book is my essence in so many ways. I poured my heart and my soul. I feel like I channeled this book into existence in many ways. And so you can help me really by helping other people. So spreading the book, get the book, share it, and let's make Do You a movement.
Yes, yes, please. Let's do it. Also, be sure to check out our latest edition of True Magazine to
Yeah.
dive deeper into these critical conversations and read inspiring stories about amazing women such as Regina. Her full article feature, who is written by one of our contributing writers based in Nigeria, Toby Adebanjo, is called Balancing Ambition. And I'm going to pull it up here. I don't even think you've seen this,
I
Regina, but
haven't seen it
so you
yet.
should be getting
Oh
in
my
your email all the.
gosh. Oh, that's gorgeous. Wow. Okay, the reveal. I'm seeing it as y'all are seeing it. Oh, this beautiful. Wow. Okay, I can't wait to read it. Oh, no. See, and the way you're holding it up, girl, I need it framed. Like
Right?
what? Like I hold up.
You want my face in it too?
Yes, yes. Like so
No, Ina's going to be sending you all of the assets so you can post, you can share, you can read, you'll have access to the issue. So
love
I
it.
tried to make them include your colors so
You,
you
you
see
know
them.
me. I feel seen.
Yes, yes, that's what we do. That's what we do. Um,
Love it.
so thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Make sure to support us all. Make sure to take a minute for yourselves and have a great rest of your day. And we love you all. And thank you so much,
Yes.
Regina.
And shout out to the
Ah,
twins. Love y'all.
yes.
All
Bye.
right, bye.
Bye bye.